It turns out the IRGC did kill American troops, 2 of them in Jordan.
Aisha, we've just learned from the U.S. military central command in charge of all U.S. forces in the Middle East that 2 American service members have been killed and 1 is still missing after an Iranian missile attack on a base in Jordan. Additionally,
I think 4 of them also had to be medevac too.
We've learned that 4 American service members...
3 more for Israel, you know? Former U.S. Air Force pilot close to U.S. Central Command says that at least 3 to 5 more soldiers on medevac planes will probably not survive. There are also 15 other soldiers with serious life-threatening injuries whose fate remain unclear. 2 killed, 1 missing, 15 life-threatening severe injuries being airlifted to Germany. 3 to 5 on board the medevac who will probably not make it to Germany alive. Dozens of minor injuries and troops took shrapnel and debris. More traumatic brain injuries than anyone currently knows. Now, this is speculative. I don't know how reliable this information is, but I will say this. If you were to ask me what I think the actual numbers look like, I would say something along those lines, because that's usually how it goes. If there were 2 troops that died, that means there were 20 troops around him. That's not how this goes. Iran doesn't have the capabilities of hitting small munitions like that are only capable of killing 2 people, right? It's clear that there are far more that were probably hurt badly in the process.
And we knew that things were amping up because a senior IRGC commander this week was warning that if U.S. strikes continued for a couple of more days, and it had been going on for 7 consecutive nights, Lucas, that Iran would move into a phase of, quote, full-scale offensive operations. So they were certainly ready to amp this up, and it seems like they have. We have reached out to the White House, Lucas. I have been trying to get some sort of
I have a question. Why are they evacuating the wounded to Germany and not Israel? Surely this is closer to take care of them. I mean, look, the German facilities are the main facilities that they have. So that's the reason why. I would love to be like, oh, it's because Israel would never have them because they're selfish or whatever. But I think that it's because it's the biggest one. Fox, isn't their military obliterated according to you? Yeah. Excuse my confusion here because I'm a lifelong Fox News watcher. I'm a Donald Trump supporter. And I'm a little bit confused today. How did Iran kill American soldiers? I thought their military had been destroyed. That's what my president told me. That's what's like confusing to me because I was thinking like they have no navy, totally obliterated. Iran is really worried. It's just very strange because like I've been told over and over again that it's done. It's a done deal. Iran is just like too stupid not to come and negotiate instantly. And for some reason, it almost feels like maybe we didn't win the last 100 times that Donald Trump claimed we won. Trump hasn't posted for 17 hours. Where are you, Mr. President? I need to hear from you. This is Fox. The White House just called a lid, meaning we will not expect to see or hear the president make any public appearance for the rest of the day. There's also this, obviously. Trump orders CENTCOM to open the gates of hell on Iran, Channel 14. He's got a lid, but the lid doesn't extend to other countries, maybe? They're definitely planning the Karg Island invasion. Oh, for sure. I mean, we shall see what happens tomorrow. That's the real test. That's the real question. Because, you know, before market open, Donald Trump famously will always do one big battle, one big blow up, only to then turn around and be like, just kidding, Iran, we're about to do a deal any moment now, any second now.
Officials said in Jordan in particular, F-16 squadron from Germany was deployed there to Jordan. Also, another squadron of F-35 stealth fighter jets. Recently, we saw F-22 Raptors, also fifth-generation jets, leave the Middle East. So these were likely not just replacements, but President Trump is ramping up this conflict against Iran. And to do that, you need more firepower to do it. And it's not just the U.S. Navy, Aisha. You have to send U.S. Air Force squadrons. A lot of these are based from Germany, from Italy, and, of course, some from the United States as well.
Okay, Lucas, stay right there. We'll likely come back to you.
Where's Lucas gonna go, bro? He's in Tel Aviv. He's stuck. UAE is scared. Iran, Fars news agency quoting a well-informed military source. If the United States attacks Iranian infrastructure, the airports of Dubai and Abu Dhabi and the ports of Fujairah and Jebel Ali must be immediately evacuated. Breaking news, UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs says we express our deep concern regarding the developments in the region and call for an immediate cessation of escalation. Wait, I don't get it. But y'all backed that horse. But like, this is what you guys wanted, right? Are you backing out now? I don't get it. Yeah, is there a problem with the war that you ordered? Because I thought y'all ordered this war, and now it kind of feels like you don't like it. Mojtaba Khamenei statement. Oh my God, from Barack Ravid. This guy even has Mojtaba Khamenei's phone number? Whose phone number doesn't this guy have? Iran's supreme leader, Moshtaba Khamenei, the great Satan's repeated violations of the memorandum of understanding signed between the presidents of Iran and the United States once again proved to everyone how worthless and unreliable the signature of the U.S. president is, and that bullying, hegemonic ambitions, and savagery are inseparable elements of the American way and doctrine. The great Satan has once again revealed his true face without a mask. This dark experience of crime and bad faith will stand as yet another powerful testament to America's deceitfulness, irrationality, untrustworthiness, and wickedness. Now that the American enemy is seeking to ignite war and incur even heavier costs and greater disgrace, it should know that the beloved Iranian nation and the axis of resistance have unforgettable lessons in store for it. The bravery of the fighters of Islam and the courage of the people of Iran's southern region in recent days have already demonstrated examples of those lessons. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's a big fan of the American government, it feels like. Here's what's interesting. Iran has begun to adapt to the U.S. air defense system, firing ballistic missiles that travel at extremely high speeds and can maneuver as they streak back towards Earth, according to U.S. officials who spoke to Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal reports, additionally, Iran has proven an ability to hit sensitive targets in the Middle East, raising concerns that the regime is negating targeting data and assistance from China and or Russia. Remember I told you? It's tit for tat. It's Russia, most likely, in exchange for Ukraine. Russia is mad that NATO is giving additional intel to the Ukrainians to strike critical infrastructure, oil and gas, and energy infrastructure in Russia with pinpoint accuracy. Obviously, they're doing the same thing. They're responding in kind by giving Iranians the opportunity to do the same. In recent hours, we have been witnessing a significant shift in the strategy behind the Iranian missile attacks. Over the past few days, the primary target in the Middle East has been the Muwaffaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, a facility crucial to Israel's defense. Indeed, at the start of the war, the majority of Iranian missiles fired at Israel were intercepted over Iran, which serves as Israel's most critical air defensive layer. If Iranian attacks continue at this pace, the U.S. will sooner or later exhaust its stocks of Patriot missiles, supplies that have already been significantly depleted in recent months, leaving Israel far more vulnerable should it become directly involved in the war. Every time these guys do something, it literally feels like a chess move. I'm not even kidding when I say this. Like, it's not a joke. Every single attack, no matter how wasteful it looks, is literally for the next step. They're always moving 2 steps ahead. Always. Last time, they opened up the big salvos initially, right? They dumped their older munitions, and everyone was like, oh, they have nothing. They have nothing. They don't have new technology. Meanwhile, the reason why they were dumping large salvos over and over again, both on Israel, Bahrain, and all these other places, was specifically to exhaust the defensive munitions that the American side has. They started lowering the number of munitions that they were lobbing in the direction of both Israel and all these other allied nations, and started deliberately targeting radar systems. They shut off Israel's eyes and ears in the region, making it more difficult to calculate ballistic munition trajectory ahead of time through the network of eyes and ears that Israel and America has. They started penetrating the Israeli defense with far less munitions. While the United States of America was looking at like, oh, they're sending less missiles, that means that we've successfully attrited their striking capabilities. The reality wasn't that their striking capabilities have been significantly deteriorated. It was that they had no necessity to continue lobbing all of the missiles that they were lobbing. Plus, any kind of pushback did not actually permanently diminish their strike capabilities regardless, and all of the attacks on Iranian TELs only made it a little bit more difficult for them to continue lobbing missiles in the direction of Israel. New York Times, the U.S. officials offered a recounting of the last 5 days of Iran's attacks on Jordan. Jordan obviously plays a major role in the Israeli defenses, and Iran recognizes that. So now they're eliminating the installations like the anti-missile systems that exist in Jordan. This is also a huge point of leverage for Iran. Why would opening up more avenues to strike Israel with ease be a significant problem for America if America is going to invade Iran? Why would that be an issue? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the primary focus and the entire reason why we are even striking Iran to begin with is because of Israel. In some ways, because our primary focus is defending Israel, and because our goal is to advance Israel's interests in the region, Israel is under imminent threat, like far more significant threat by Iranian ballistic munitions. We're probably going to second guess a potential invasion. Instead of invading Iran, we will most likely try to focus our efforts on defending Israel in the interim, and then we will focus our efforts on probably trying to get a ceasefire, at which point Iran will have even more leverage. Last round of attacks, Operation Epstein Fury 1.0, Iran got the nuclear weapon of trade, control over the Strait of Hormuz. This time around, if Iran can establish a far higher rate of successive strikes on Israeli soil, that is even bigger advantage. Bibi masterfully shifted Israel's war with Iran onto the United States, then sat back and watched it unfold from the comfort of his sofa. Indeed, a remarkable outcome for Netanyahu as things currently stand. He pulled the U.S. into a strategically self-defeating war with Iran and the Hormuz crisis that followed. Now America owns the military and economic consequences while Israel can largely remain on the sidelines. I don't think Israel is going to largely remain on the sidelines. There's a reason why Iran is striking Jordan. It's because they want to strike Israel. Jordan plays a profoundly important role in interceptions, taking away a big chunk of the burden from the immediate Israeli defenses. If Jordan falls, missile penetration through the Israeli defenses will increase, especially the cheaper drones that are far slower that Iran can send in these massive barrages. The first attack hit the U.S. forces in Jordan, struck a residential facility in King Faisal Air Base, wounding as many as 5 U.S. service members, they said. The second hit a base in eastern Jordan where U.S. Black Hawk helicopters were operating from, damaging a significant number of them. Then, 48 hours ago, Iranian missiles hit Jordan's Muwaffaq Salti Air Base in Azraq, which is the same base where troops were killed on Friday, the official said. The earlier strike wounded about 20 troops rushing to take cover in bunkers. No one was killed in that barrage, but on Friday, when the Iranians struck the base again, 2 U.S. troops were killed. The flurry of attacks and the losses they have caused are a sign that Iranian forces not only still have ample missile stocks, but also have become more adept at evading U.S. defense systems, U.S. air defense systems, said the U.S. officials who were speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss operational manners. Dying before you could actually take cover is an indication of what? I'm asking the classroom. This is Streamer University, but instead we're doing geopolitical affairs. What could it be an indication of that the United States troops positioned inside of a U.S. airbase are not running fast enough to get to cover? That's right. No radar and no comms systems. You guessed it. Brilliant answer, chatters. Congratulations. Eyes and ears are gone. That's how it works. Okay, they're literally running into the bunker. No air raid sirens. No sirens. They're running into the bunker after the first or the second bomb exploded on base.